What I'm excited about with Caleb is that Ben Johnson is his new head coach. He's also the offensive coordinator, and when your head coach is calling the plays, that means it's going to be the same system every single year, and it's just a great chance to have continuity and growth. Bears fans, who do you think said this quote? We're going to tell you here in just a second on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. If you want to help the channel grow, if you want to consume daily and free Bears content, all you got to do is subscribe. It's not like these other websites when you subscribe, you got to pay $5-10 a month. We're 100% free. Don't charge a dime. Let's get to 125,000 subs ASAP. Training camp is just around the corner. Hit that subscribe button today. That would be one Peyton Manning. Ever heard of him? First ballot Hall of Famer. Won a Super Bowl with the Colts and with the Denver Broncos. He's pretty excited. He's on board with this Caleb Williams Ben Johnson pairing. And it's something I've said for several years now on this channel, on my other show, 4 Verts, where we cover the NFL as a whole. I think your best chance to have success, sustained success in the NFL, is for your head coach to be an offensive mind who calls the plays and gels with the quarterback. Why? Because those are the two most important positions in your organization, outside of, I guess, GM and owner, but you could even debate that. Head coach, quarterback. You have to feel good about both of those. And ideally, if your head coach calls the plays, the quarterback doesn't have to learn new stuff every couple of years. Whereas you see with, certain teams that, yeah, we're really good, we're a contender. Oh, they're in our offensive coordinator leaves. See Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay, third OC in 3 years down in Tampa. Peyton Manning added this as well. He said, when you have the same system, it's the same language every single year. Learning a new system every year is tough. And you look at some of the returning combinations that have just this. You could add Brian Daboll to either this category or the next one we're going to discuss, but new quarterback there, so probably not the best example. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. It's been the same language, same offense. Sure, Andy Reid adds stuff. He probably subtracts stuff year over year, but Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to spend months in the offseason learning a new offense every year. Sean McVay, Matt Stafford, same language. Run game's kind of evolved. They've gone to more of a gap scheme, but the language is all the same. Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy knows the offense. Kyle Shanahan's been calling these plays for years. Zach Taylor, Joe Burrow. They've been doing it for years together now. Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love. Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa. Say what you want about Tua and McDaniel. The one thing McDaniel brings to the table, he's a good play caller. He's gotten a lot out of Tua. Sean Payton and Bo Nix. That thing's going to grow moving forward. Hell, Bryce Young felt more comfortable as the season went on with Dave Canales, and Panthers fans think that's a salvageable situation. And if it is, you've got your head coach quarterback pairing for a while. We'll see who the Colts QB is this year, whether it's Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones. But you got 9 returning combinations there if Richardson is the starter in Indy. And you feel what? Great about 3 or 4, good about 2 or 3 more. Questions about a couple, the Colts, the Panthers, we'll see moving forward. McDaniel's on the hot seat, but from an offensive performance standpoint, that's worked pretty well with Tua. The point is the hit rate's pretty high, right? You talk about 60, 65% there, 70%. You're like, yeah, that head coach who calls the plays with the quarterback, that works out pretty darn well. You got some new examples this year, of course, in Chicago, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. If this works, you are set at head coaching quarterback for the foreseeable future because Caleb Williams is in his second year in the league and Ben Johnson's not even 40 years old. You could have this for the next 15 years if it works out. Kevin O'Connell, J.J. McCarthy, same deal there. Liam Coen, Trevor Lawrence, same deal there. Kellen Moore, whoever the quarterback is, same opportunity there. Obviously less talent at quarterback, but you guys get the point. Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott. Kevin Stefanski, that one's a little different. Joe Flacco, we'll see if it works out with one of the young guys. But again, you add all these up, the hit rate is high, and there's a lot of reason to be optimistic if you are the Bears because we know what Ben Johnson is as a play caller. We don't know if he can handle the full head coaching duties, but even the question marks on that first chunk, like Mike McDaniel, he may not be the long-term guy, but at minimum, they've been competitive. When Tua's been fully healthy, they've been a playoff team. Like, there's been success there, and that's one of the not as good examples, right? Like, we're shooting for Sean McVay, we're shooting for Kyle Shanahan, we're shooting for Andy Reid, but if Caleb is who he thinks he is, and if he meshes well with Ben Johnson, you got staying power, and that is the whole point of this entire thing. Something that also has staying power are my friends over at Mando Whole Body Deodorant. You got the deodorant wipes here, the solid stick deodorant, just 2 of their many products that are available for 20% off with code CHAT for a limited time only. Shopmando.com. Go check it out today. Summer is here. The sun is shining, and it's hot outside. And whether you're out by the grill, by the pool, playing some golf, or chasing your 2-year-old around like I am on a daily basis, Mando is going to keep your pits fresh and dry. Well, not just your pits, as Mando's whole body deodorant is exactly that. It's going to block odor all day long, and it is safe from head to toe. Mando offers a solid deodorant stick, but you can also check out the spray deodorant as well, as you can choose whatever your preference is. Mando's products are clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. Don't believe me? 12 hours after a shower, the average man's grundle odor was a 5 out of 10. With Mando, that was a 0 out of 10. I personally recommend the starting pack, especially for new customers. This starter pack is awesome. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash and the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. 20% off. Shopmando.com. Link in promo code or in the comments and description of this video. That is shopmando.com. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you, and check out Mando today. One more quote from Peyton Manning. He says, and Ben Johnson, the other thing is he had a choice to go any place he wanted. He chose to go to the Bears, which arguably could be the toughest division in football. It tells you what he thinks about Caleb and about that team. And Ben Johnson has been on the record saying that, yes, Caleb played a role. He was a component in my decision to come to Chicago. Was it the overriding factor? I don't know. I think among the openings, the Bears have a young ascending roster. He knows the division well. He's made a point that he really wanted to stay in the NFC North and take on that challenge of going up against his former boss, Dan Campbell, and continuing to compete against the Vikings and the Packers as well. But I do think the opportunity to coach Caleb Williams is something that intrigued him, especially given the mobility aspect of it. That's one thing he talked about. He's like, yeah, I've never had a guy who can move like this and make plays on the move. And we certainly saw the flashes of the upside with all of that last year. And we saw how he was able to maximize is a strong word, because a guy like Jared Goff, could he get even better? He reached new heights with Ben Johnson, so you certainly wouldn't want to rule it out. But, I mean, it would be reasonable to bet against Goff finding another level, because he's not mobile and he doesn't have all of the tools and upside that Caleb Williams has. Yet Jared Goff reached new heights with Ben Johnson. Even his best days with the Rams, those were elevated with Ben Johnson in Detroit. And I've said, I like Goff. I give Goff a lot of credit. I don't think this is just Ben Johnson just, doing this on his own. Goff has played good ball in this league, but the point is I trust Johnson to elevate Caleb's game. How high? I don't know. We'll see. I think last year was the floor. How much higher can it go? Can he be a consistent 4,000-yard guy? Can he be a guy that gets the ball out of his hands quicker? Can Ben Johnson add new things to his playbook? Because he said, we are building this thing around Caleb's strengths that gets him on the move and makes plays on the move. I think we're going to see some new wrinkles that we didn't see in Detroit. And that excites me as a fan of a team that has not seen consistent good offensive football hardly at all. Really the best offensive stuff we have seen have just been like broken plays Justin Fields made with his legs. Like those have been like the most exciting moments for the most part over the last 5 years, and that's not sustainable football. Like, you got to be able to throw the football to survive in this league, and certainly saw the upside with Caleb last year, and you're hoping just keep on trickling up, and with Ben Johnson, maybe it's a rocket ship situation. And look, just to kind of get back to the merging of coach and quarterback, Peyton Manning knows what stability looks like, because he saw it. He lived it in Indy. When he first got there, they were terrible, and he was bad, and it was ugly that first year. He got a lot better in year 2. It really took off, though, when Tony Dungy came there and coached him for 7 years, right? His first 4 years without Tony Dungy in Indianapolis, he had his ups and downs. And listen, it was a bit of a different time. Quarterbacks were given a bit of a longer leash. He was a rare one who started as a rookie. That did not happen as often back then. But I don't think it's a coincidence that when Tony Dungy comes in, who, by the way, not even an offensive guy, but just like a head coach that meshed well with the quarterback, Peyton really became the Hall of Famer, right? Because those first 4 years were not Hall of Fame numbers. Then he became that in the 7 years he had with Dungy before he had a couple more there, then went to Denver. And I think another key component was Jim Caldwell, because Dungy wasn't, again, offensive guy and the offensive play caller, but he was a stable head coach, and he brought in Jim Caldwell, who in the early 2000s until the mid-2010s, people forget, Jim Caldwell won 9+ games in 3 years with Detroit. He's really the only guy who's had success there until Dan Campbell in the last 25 years. He was Peyton Manning's quarterbacks coach. And Manning took off when Jim Caldwell got there. So you get Dungy in, you get Caldwell in. Now for the Bears, you get Ben Johnson in. You get a guy like JT Barrett that hopefully can relate well to Caleb Williams and some other coaches on this staff. Declan Doyle's a relative unknown as a young guy, but he's kind of considered this whiz kid. So we'll see how it all comes together. Obviously, Ben Johnson's the key component to that, and the big difference there is he is offensive guy. He is going to call the plays and design the offense, whereas Dungy was not, so he needed Caldwell to help in that regard. But the point is I think this has a chance to work. Statistics tell us that you have a better chance of this hitting than not. We showed the examples earlier of how many of them are in the league. And the ones that are returning this year out of the 9, you feel at least above average in those pairings with about 6 or 7 of them. And you feel great about 4 of them. 4 out of 9 feeling great about, that's a pretty high percentage. And you're hoping to get in that chunk of 4 out of that 9 moving forward. So the talent's there from both coach and quarterback. It's all about putting in the work. It's about building. It's about growing. It's about learning from mistakes and leaning into Caleb's talents and Caleb getting challenged to elevate weaknesses of his game and putting this all together. But I think this has a chance to work. Peyton can see it, and hopefully he's right. Peyton Manning knows a thing or two about playing quarterback in the NFL and how important coaching is. So it's going to be exciting to see. We do have to remember it's the first year of this pairing. Is this going to hit the ground running and go to a Super Bowl this year? Probably not, but can it be a whole lot better than last year? I think that's definitely a possibility. Okay, are you buying the Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams pairing, type B for buy, or S for sell? You're just so scarred from the Bears' history. I'm buying it, man. Call me an optimist, but I think this was the best coach on the market the last 2 years. You got him. He's a genius play caller, and I'm still a big believer in this quarterback's talent, so I am typing my B for buy. That's going to do it for this edition of Chicago Bears Now. Appreciate everybody for tuning into this video. We will see you guys soon, so don't forget to subscribe and bear down.